Welcome back. So let's solve this third problem in the study of resolution of vector in 2D. So for this case here, what do you do? Observe that this example and the second one we did, the difference there was that for the second one we did, they didn't give us F1, F2, F3. We're the one that choose the value of F1, F2, F3. In this case here, F2, F1, F4, F3 are indicated here. So no stress. So the only task here is that okay. The only task here is that I'm not given, okay, I didn't indicate the angles. So I need to get angles here. So what will be the angle here? Let me check diagram. Sorry. There's a 30 degrees here. So 30 degrees here. 30 degrees is here. Okay, so I have this. I have this place. Now, first things first. We said F1 from here. F1 is about 150 Newton. So has theta 1 becomes F1, theta 1 is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. I'm done with this, please. F2 and theta 2. So that I have F2 is of course 80 Newton. Theta 2 is of course 20 degrees. 20 degrees. Next up, F3. I have F3 as being equal to F3 is 110 Newton. 110 Newton. What would be theta 3? Observe that there's no angle for theta 3 here. But here's the concept. If here is 15, right? If here is 15, there's tendency that of this is like a 90-degree concept, a right angle, perhaps, something of this nature. So we know that this entire is 90 degrees, right? So they give us this part here took 15. So I'm saying this that total angle from this part here, like from this part here to this part, F3 to the horizontal is of course total here is what? 90 for F3. So I'm saying that the angle for F3 is what? 90 degrees, right? So when I erase this part now, so for F4 now, F4 gives about 100 Newton. Theta 4 is about what? 15 degrees to the horizontal. I have 15 degrees. So I have indicated my F1, F2, F3, and F4. Let's get the resultant, magnitude, and then direction of this system. So first things first, my first procedure here is to get summation of horizontal components. So summation of horizontal components. All right, so that becomes your summation of f of x equal to, now listen. In this case here, I'm given first quadrant, second quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. So go back to what we know. We said if I have my quadrant this way, for the first quadrant, we said both x and y are positive. Second quadrant, we said x is negative, but y is positive. And for the fourth quadrant, we said x is positive and y is negative. Right? These are what we said. And if you observe, I have first quadrant, second quadrant, and what? The fourth quadrant. So I want to apply this concept. So moving on. I'm focusing on x-axis for each of this concept here. So F1 and 30, get out the x-axis here. F2 and 20, get out x-axis. F3, get out x-axis. F4, get out the x-axis. What do we know? We know that if I have a force such that that force angle is equal to horizontal, we say the f of x for this part here, the f of x becomes what there? F1 cos theta 1 If I resolve F1 to the horizontal, the angle is on the horizontal becomes cos. That gives you F1 cos theta 1. I've resolved this one. Going on to this, we said for first quadrant x is positive. Thus I have positive value here. Second quadrant x is what? Negative. So if I resolve this one here, it means that I'll be having negative. Why? I'm on second quadrant and we said x is negative. So for the x part now, because I am on f of x, so resolve this force to the horizontal. Perhaps if I take this line downward this way, if I resolve this force to the horizontal, observe that the angle is lying on vertical. Vertical becomes cos. Why is not? Because what? The sine. So it means that F2, I'll have F2 sine. Why sine? Because the angle is not on the horizontal, it's on vertical. Vertical becomes cos. So this one gives you sine theta 2, theta 2. Done with this. Okay, let's move to F3. For F3, F3 should be a positive x or negative x. At fourth quadrant, we said fourth quadrant, x are what? X is always positive. It means I'll have positive F3. Now F3, if I resolve this F3, this force to the horizontal, it means that the angle is on the horizontal. It means I'll be using cos. So it means that I'll be having F3 cos theta 3. Finally, your F4. Resolve your F4 to the horizontal. Of course, the angle is to the horizontal. That gives you cos. It means F4. So here is like there. I'm on fourth quadrant. In my fourth quadrant, I have two forces there. F3, F4. Both F3, F4 will be positive because on fourth quadrant, S is positive. So I have positive F4. F4, the angle is to the horizontal for F4. That is cos. That gives you cos theta 4. Cos theta 4. Alright, I have this one here. So let's plug in values and see what we get. This one gives you summation f of x is equal to. Welcome guys. I just launched a course. The course will teach you how to start your own YouTube channel. If you're a teacher also trying to do what I'm doing, you can get this course. The course costs about just 10,000 naira. You can get the course and you start uploading your videos on YouTube. Or if you're a beginner trying to explore YouTube and you're having interest in learning how this YouTube of a thing works, you can do well to get this course. As you can see the banner of this course in the video, in the screen of the video, right? So do well to go and get the YouTube course so you can earn, learn, and also grow your platform. See you guys. If this interests you, do well to message me up or click on the link you see in the video description that says YouTube course. See you guys in next page. F1 is 150. 150 cos theta 1 is 30. Sorry, minus F2 is 80. So 80 sine theta 2 is 20. I have 20 plus, I have a plus sign here, plus F3 is 110. That's 110 cos theta 3 90. Next up, plus F4 gives about 100 Newton. 100 cos theta 4 is 150. Sorry, 15. I have 15 this way. Punch these values and so we get summation f of x is equal to 150 cos 30. Let's see what we get. Okay. All right, bravo. All right. So from here, moving on, point this value. What do you have here? If I point this value here, I'll have about 129.90. If I punch 150 cos 30, this is value here. Next up, minus 80 sine 20. That gives about 27.36. Please punch yours and get the correct value. So I have plus 110 cos 90. That is about 96.59. Sorry. Yeah, I think. Sorry. I think 110 cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. 0 times 110 is 0. Please. So I have this one here gives 0. Then plus the answer I wrote here initially was for this one here. I expect that you should know that this one is 0, but here's the idea. Cos 90 gives 0. 0 times this value is 0. So this part here is 0. It's off. So focus on 1, 2, and 3. This one gives you this. This gives you this. For this one now, the value is of course 96.59. Add this value up, or perhaps simplify this value. I'll have summation f of x to be equal to, help work on these values here. I'll have 199.13. Of course, in Newton. Of course, I'll have my answer in Newton. If it's x-axis, that's in vector form becomes what there? Becomes I in vector form if it's x-axis. For y-axis becomes what? J. So it means that my f of x, so let me just put the answer somewhere. Let's put the answer somewhere. F of x, the value gives about 199.13 Newton. I've got f of x. Let's get f of y. So I'll put f of y here. Summation f of y. I'll put the value here so we can use them in solving. So I'll take this man off. I'll look for summation f of y. So let's see how that goes. So I'll take this part off. Take this part down. So let's do summation of vertical component. Vertical component. Alright, that's summation f of y. Summation of f of y is equal to, now listen and listen please. This is where the task comes in. We said this force and this angle is to the horizontal, is cos. So automatically here, my vertical becomes sine. And here's the task. We said, let me just draw it again. We said quadrant 1, both x and y are positive. Quadrant 2, y is positive, x is negative. Quadrant 3, x is positive, y is negative. So whatever I'm doing here, all my answers were positive. So if I convert f1 and this angle to vertical component, it means that I'll be having what? f1, if the angle is the horizontal, becomes cos. But the angle I'm solving it to the vertical, and the angle is not to the vertical, becomes sine. That becomes f1 sine theta 1. That's for case 1. Next up is for case 2. For second quadrant, the y becomes positive. So I should have what? Positive. Resolve this f2 to the vertical. The angle is on the vertical, becomes cos. That gives you f2 cos theta 2. Done with that. Move to f3 and f4. Both f3 and f4 are on the fourth quadrant. So I'm considering y components now. It means all the y should be negative. So I'll be having minus. Pick this f3 first. f3 to the vertical. This is to the horizontal, right? To the vertical. If this one to the horizontal is cos, this one to the horizontal is cos, automatically the vertical for each of them will what? Be sine. That becomes f3 sine theta 3 for this one. This same one is still on that fourth quadrant. Why is it negative? Y is negative what? f4 of course sine theta 4. Done and dusted. Let's put in value until we get. From here, summation fy gives about.
Alright guys, you can now join my channel membership to have access to exclusive videos of mine which most people will not have access to. To get this link, this membership program, as you can see the left hand side of the screen, you can see the YX/JAM classes. You can go there. It of course 1,000 naira, or you go for the other level student to have access to both. Right. So once you join the channel membership for other level students, you will have access to both the WAEC and the JAM classes with the other level itself. So do well to join this membership to support our online academic session. See you guys sooner.
F1 is 150. 150 sine theta 1 is 30 plus F2, that's 80. 80 cos theta 2. Cos theta 2 is of course 20. Next up, I have negative. This F3, what's F3 here? That's 110. That's 110. Yeah. Then sine theta 3, that's 90. Minus F4, that's 100. 100 sine theta 4. Theta 4, that's 15. All right. Moving on. I'll have to punch calculator to get this value. So summation Fy is equal to 150 sine 30. Let's see what we get. Correct. All right. So let's get this value, please. This one here gives you 150 sine 30. That's 75 plus this 80 cos 20 gives about 75.17. Negative, this is negative here, so I have negative here. 110 sine 90, that's 110 sine 90 is 1. 1 times 110 gives you 110 back. Then I have negative 100 sine 15. This man gives you 25.88. In other words, simplify this man here. I'll have that summation f of y is equal in value to, simplify this one here, I have 14.29 Newton. If we are dealing on y-axis, in vector form gives you j. If it's f of y, if it's f of x, it is I. F of y gives you what? F of y gives you j. So my f of y is about 14.29 Newton I. So I've gotten my f of x and f of y. Let's start solving problem now. Let's look for number one. One says we look for the resultant force, right? That's R. So let's get resultant force. Let's get, all right, it says find the resultant force, right? So let's get the resultant force from this place. Take which part?
Guys, I just launched some courses on my website. These courses include physics tutorial for year 1 student, YX/JAM student, YX/JAM classes for JAM student, and also I have the organic chemistry for beginners. So these courses, you can get these courses on my website, as you can see displayed at the right hand side of the screen.
So let's proceed, please. For resultant, okay. So let's do resultant calculation. So resultant, I gave the formula for resultant earlier before now. So we know that FR per se is equal to what? Summation f of x plus summation f of y. So this is my resultant force formula. But in vector form, you have to express in vector form. Just put I, put j here, and then put your arrow of vector this way. So it means that the resultant force Fr is equal to what? Summation f of x. That's this value 199.13. Of course, Newton I plus this one here gives you 14.29 Newton J. Newton and Newton is common, I can bring it out. It means that my resultant force in vector form will be equal to, in bracket first, 199.13 I plus 14.29 J. Of course, this thing that is common, bring it out this way, Newton. So this is the value for my resultant force. And I said, let's look for the magnitude of this resultant force. So resultant force now, this one here, the value is this. Let's now get the magnitude of this force. So for the magnitude, it's easy as, for this value here, I'm taking the magnitude of resultant force as being equal to the square root of summation f of x squared plus summation f of y all squared. From here, this one gives you about the square root of this one here is this, and the value is 199.13. Of course, I'll square this value plus into f of y. F of y gives you this value 14.29 all squared. This is now equal to square root of, I'll point this one here until I'll get, and I'll point this to see what I will get from here. So this one gives you about, if I point this one here, it's about 39652 point 7569 plus punch this one here. If I punch that 14.29 square, that gives 204.2041. Add this together, I'll have that the magnitude of resultant force will be equal to the square root of, add these two values there, that is about 39856 961. All right, so it means that the magnitude of resultant force would be equal to the square root of this value. I have about 199.6 Newton. This is my magnitude of the resultant force. Also, we're asked to find the direction, and that's theta. So let's look for direction, please.
I just launched a book called The Shortcut to Academic Success. In this book, I share a lot of experience on how I evaluated during my time in school. This method really helped me a lot. If you're interested in getting this book, simply chat me up through my WhatsApp number that is shown in the screen.
For the direction. So we said theta is equal to what? The tan inverse of summation f of y first, f of y over summation f of x. This was the formula we gave for the direction. So you get me the value of theta and leave the answer of theta in the comment section. So I'm saying that theta now equal to the tan inverse of f of y. Y, so 14.29 over f of x. That's 199.13. 199 points, not 13, 13. 13. All right, I have this. So you give me the angle for theta and leave your answer in the comment section. I'll reply you if you are wrong or correct. So you do theta for me. So get me the direction to which this question acts. So give me the value for, just divide these two and punch tan inverse and give me the answer. So leave the answer to theta in the comment section. I'll reply you as fast as I can. So see you guys in our next example. So look at one final example under this and then we are off. in the study of resolution of vector in 2D. We'll now look at um, equilibrium of forces, right? That will be our next tutorial video class. All right, see you guys in the next class, and welcome to Excellence Link Academy. If this is your first time here, I would like you to click on the subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, and share to your friends and classmates. See you guys in our next example.